Hey everyone, welcome to MYOP Film Review, where I will give my opinion on the films that I have seen. This weekend I happened to catch 2 films, so today will be 2 reviews. I will try and make them quick, swift, there might be a little bit of spoilers, so if you don't want to hear about it, don't watch it. So here's my first one. Enjoy. That was a terrible transition. Alright guys, first up is the Poltergeist 2015 reboot, rehash, however you want to see it. It was directed by Gil Keenan and produced by Sam Raimi and Rob Tapert, same guys who brought you the Evil Dead series. This film stars Sam Rockwell and Rosemary DeWitt. For a quick summary, it's a whole new family. They are the Bowen family, moving to the suburbs of Illinois. They went ahead and found this house for cheap. And, basically, if you've seen the original, it's the same concept. Little supernatural activity happens and their daughter gets taken away to another dimension. The family doesn't know what to do, so they call paranormal investigators to come and help them out. They get her back, yada yada yada, happy ever after, So, if you've seen the original, it's basically the same thing. Now, going on to this film, in my opinion, I felt like it fell short. The film had too much going on and so little time. If you've seen the original Poltergeist 1, 2, and 3, you will recognize a lot of scenes in this version from those certain films. They took a lot of the great scenes from those other films and plopped them all together into this film and said, well, there you go. If people liked it then, they'll like it now, so don't worry about the character development. I felt like all that was left behind. The film started off very strong for me. I loved the way the family was. They were sort of a new age family, trying to get themselves back on track. They weren't perfect. I loved the way Sam Rockwell portrayed his character at first. All that was reeling me in. I liked it. And then, boom, here comes the effects and the paranormal activity, all the supernatural stuff started happening, and the characters just got lost in it, I think, in my opinion. I honestly, there was just no emotion. I felt nothing from the characters. I didn't really care. I didn't feel sad or sorry for the parents of what's going on, as I did for the original film. Again, I'm not going to make comparisons because that's not what this is about. This film could have stood alone by itself and could have possibly created a great little brand new franchise on its own. All the source material was there. Obviously, the way it was written out, it had a story of sorts. It had everything going for it, but it was rushed. Like, this film was so fast at the characters, you just felt like they didn't catch on. Even the actors, as far as like talking about emotion, I feel like Sam Rockwell did well at the beginning, but once the paranormal stuff started happening, him, even as an actor, felt like he didn't want anything to do with what's going on screen. Like it looked like it took him a lot to try and feel sorry for what was going on or feel scared or whatever. Like I felt like they showed no interest. There was one specific scene between him and the paranormal psychic investigator guy where he's begging him to try and bring her back. It was just that one scene where the camera's kind of zooming in on him and he's got like the red eyes and he's crying and you can see he's all like, he's broken. And that was missing throughout the entire film. It was that one little scene and it felt like it stood alone, and that was sad. The entire film should have been that way. The entire family should have been distraught about what was happening with their daughter missing, and they just felt like they didn't know what to do with it. Like it happened so fast. Like even the characters themselves, like it felt like they had no idea what to do with anything going on. It just didn't have the story arc. Like it didn't have the build up. It was lacking that build up. Everything was rushed, and just thrown all together, and it just felt like an entire eye fest, I guess. Like they just wanted you to see the good stuff and didn't care about what was going to happen with this family or whatever. And that's what I got out of it. And to me that's very sad, because if you watch the original film, that's what it's all about. The original film it's about the heart of the family. The effects and the activity and everything were great in the original film. There were a lot of good scenes in this film too that had, as far as when it came to the paranormal stuff, except for that guy. The clown obviously is put at the forefront of this film because it looks really creepy, and we all remember it from the original. But if you want to see this big elaborate scene with him in this film, yeah, this ain't gonna happen. Yeah, if you go in, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, if you go in and watch this film, expect to watch about 2 seconds of this guy on screen, and it happened like that, and it was over, and we don't see him for the rest of the film. And it was, I don't know, it just seemed like it just happened so fast and it was badly done. But that's just my opinion. The tree scene was great, where it comes in and grabs him. They did that really well. But yeah, all in all, it was just a really rushed film. You didn't get a feel for what was going on. You saw all the homages it did to all the other films. You can see where they tried to play with a lot of the old one to this one. But it had, like I said, it just felt like it was scenes, like one, and it didn't flow straight through. Like you didn't believe what was happening with these guys. And I would have to say, the ending to this film was terrible, man. I'm sorry, but it was fucking terrible. Like you get the comedy sense of it, but the original had it where they've gone through all this crazy stuff. They finally make it to the hotel at the end of the film, and Craig T. Nelson pulls out the TV and throws it aside. And you as an audience member, like, kind of chuckled and giggled at that sense. But you see them all, like, down and everything because of everything they went through, And in this film, it was one of those films where you know exactly what I'm talking about. A couple of you anyway, where you go see a film and you see the characters going through some crazy emotional scene where furniture's flying everywhere, or some kind of killer guy is coming out, and they're all like, "Oh my god!" And then like 2 seconds later, like, "Let's go to Pizza Hut. Let's go to the mall, dude." It's like, never mind of what just happened, and then it just takes you right out of what was happening, and that's how I felt a lot of this film was. There was a lot of scenes that were great, but what happened right after that scene kind of killed it. Like they didn't react to what was going on afterwards. It just happened and then just forget about it, and that was terrible. So at the end of this film, like I said, going back to the ending of it, so yeah, they got the original one, they pulled out the TV, and that was it. In this film, you were given the sense that this family was very struggling financially, and then they went through all this crazy hell. So at the end of the film, you would supposedly think that they were going to end up somewhere worse, or give you a sense that maybe they're going to try to plan some kind of sequel to this, to where you see the family trying to get back together, or trying to get themselves back together more. Because their house, if you've seen the original, we've seen the house where it just goes up and that was it. I don't think there's any insurance that covers supernatural activity, so I don't see how they, at the end of the film, they just come back out. They show them coming out of their van, and they're all dressed nice now. They're not all scraggly, and it looks like they're suffering. They come out all dressed nice, and they're looking at other houses now, and they do a little, another little throwback to like, oh yeah, this house has a great tree and a little this and that, and then they're kind of like, oh, that's just another hard house. Let's get back in the car and let's get out of here. Drive away laughing, and oh, that's not going to happen again. It's like, and they just pan through the van, and everybody's laughing, and oh yeah, all happy, and it just like ends. It's just like, what the hell, man? Like they just went through all this crazy stuff. They should be more in the rut. They should be more like trying to figure out what to do with their lives, and it just made everything seem it brought a closing to exactly how the rest of the film was, where they didn't know what to do. Like I felt like they were just saying, we're only doing one film. This is the only film we're going to do with this. So get all the good stuff, try to make a beginning, try to make an end, and that is it. And we're not going to make another one after this. So that's basically how it felt to me, and that's kind of sad because this movie is iconic, and that's just something that I really didn't want to see happen. Again, it did have some great scenes in it that I enjoyed. but it did fall short on the emotion, and the emotion part is what always gets me. Like, if I don't believe that the characters are going through this craziness, then, you know, you can make the entire world, you can make the entire house float up in the air, and you can make the devil himself come out in the craziest CGI known man, and I won't care, because you don't see the actors reacting to it the way they should. You don't see the emotion that should come out of it. So it just kills it for me. So in the end, I would say, in my opinion, I give this film here a C+. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great, it wasn't good, but it's watchable. But I wouldn't recommend, in my opinion, I wouldn't recommend going to watch it full price. I'd probably go watch it like at $1 movies, or if you get a chance, download it, or something or the other, or just wait for it to come out on DVD. But if you really want to see it for the nostalgia parts of, you know, seeing the Poltergeist movie in theaters that you didn't get to watch the original, go for it. I did. That's why I went to go watch it, because it's nostalgic to me. I mean, it was an okay film. It was an okay film. So, you know, go ahead. Poltergeist 2015 is in theaters now. If you want to, check it out. Again, this is just my opinion. Aside from the critiquing of things, I'm still a fan. I love films. I'll go keep watching films. I don't care if they're bad or good or, you know, the worst out there. The point is to watch them, get what you can out of them, and just keep going and keep watching and just keep adding them to your own little mental catalog in there. And it's great. It's great. So go check that one out, and I'll get back to you with part 2 of my film review. So catch you guys later. Adios.